What up, party people? It's your girl Becky here.
And your boy Junior.
We're gonna talk about the highly anticipated subject that everybody has been requesting, our birth experience. I did a natural birth at a birthing center. And for those who don't know what a natural birth entails, it's just no medicine whatsoever. No epidural, no Pitocin, no being induced. It was just totally natural. The reason we did natural birth is one, we did not want restrictions. What I mean by that is in hospitals, usually the woman will have like monitors around her. She'll have the baby monitor, she'll have her monitor where they'll usually check heartbeats and stuff like that. And the woman is always in one position. I did not want that. That's the difference between a hospital and a birthing center. In a birthing center, you're free to roam around and you create your space. You're in tune with your body. Nobody is really coming in like nurses all the time and or doctors are coming in all the time. We had midwives there. They'll come in occasionally just to check and see if are you okay. Obviously, for as time goes by, they check to see how long you're dilated, if baby's coming, if your water broke, if it hasn't broken yet. One of the things me and my husband agreed on was the fact that after you deliver the baby in the hospital, they normally like take your child away, or sometimes they take your child to another room. But the birthing center, like during our experience, I actually got to hold my child for 2 hours. The birthing center that I gave birth, they emphasize so much on skin to skin. And so they emphasize on the hormone, which is oxytocin, how it's so good for the for both the baby and the mom. That hormone that's released, the hormone of love, we call it. And so it creates such a bond. It keeps on with the bond that you already had with the baby while the baby was in your womb. So just because your baby's outside of the womb, it should not be something that's detached, but something that continues on. So skin to skin was super important. Another thing was in hospitals, usually when the baby first comes out, they're so quick to cut the umbilical cord. Versus in a birthing center, what they do is they believed in delayed clamping. As soon as the baby comes out, it's not cut. Literally, the way you can actually see when the umbilical cord stops pulsating. Another reason why we chose natural birth in a birthing center was that in hospitals, they do not release you until like 3 or sometimes even 4 days after you deliver your baby. Us, we went home 4 hours later after we delivered Zara. 4 hours later. That's a awesome benefit. And because we were a low risk pregnancy, usually birthing centers do not take high risk pregnancies.
The difference between a low risk pregnancy and a high risk pregnancy, high risk will include any major sicknesses, or if you have like diabetes, or if your iron is too low, they'll consider it a high risk pregnancy. Or if you're having twins, will not be allowed to give birth in the birthing center.
Hospitals are like for sick people. So it creates sometimes a fear and a tension with women, especially when they're going through the contractions and the pains. Versus birthing centers, they like to create an atmosphere where where it's very homey, where it reminds you of your home. They'll have a bed where it's big enough for you and your partner. They'll have a section where a jacuzzi tub, a section where you can do different exercises. They'll have candles, they'll have speakers to play your music. It creates an atmosphere of a cool, warm filled atmosphere where you're calm. If you want to go in the water to relax your body and just go with the move of your body, you can do that. I remember feeling contractions or early labor discomfort probably around the 5th or even the 6th, and she came on December 9th. But I remember feeling these feelings, but it wasn't intense and it wasn't for long periods of time. They were like probably an hour apart, sometimes 45 minutes apart, and they were like 30 seconds long. It was these little pains that it felt like period cramps. That's what everybody always says when it starts, and it does. It feels like period cramps when it first starts out. Things really got picked up when we started noticing, okay, she's in labor. It was around like December 7th at night time. That's when things really started getting picked up.
Yeah, the first time I remember her getting some intense pain, we were in Target, and we were with her mom and sister. They were shopping around, and we were just walking normally, and out of nowhere, she just stops. And I'm like, what happened? She's like, I think I'm getting a contraction. After that, we started keeping track of the contractions, and they were short. She didn't really even get to sleep that night. I slept like an angel, but she didn't sleep much that night.
And I didn't sleep much not because it was painful, because it wasn't painful yet. The problem was, even when I have my period and stuff, it's just discomfort to me, and I don't really normally sleep during discomfort. The next morning, we were like, oh yeah, for sure, like definitely, like it was December 8th already. We're like, oh my God, for sure, yes, this is definitely labor. We ended up calling our doula to let her know that we believe I'm in labor, and she was asking us questions. Okay, did your water break? And at the time, I was getting body fluids was leaving my body and stuff, but I wasn't sure if that was body fluids or my water break, because not all the time when your water breaks is something dramatic, like the big splash. Sometimes it's just trickles of, little liquid water coming out. But I wasn't sure. It ended up being just body fluids. It wasn't my water that broke yet.
After we contacted the doula, she asked us a few questions, and she made her way to our house because she lived about an hour away. And once she got here, we went straight to the birth center to see if Rebecca was ready to be admitted. When we got there, they told us that she's not ready yet, and they sent us back home. And we asked them how many centimeters was Rebecca, and they told us 3 centimeters.
During that, when we went to the birthing center the first time, it was evident that I was, in pain. It picked up a little bit more, and I was like, oh man, I got to be 5 centimeters. Like, it don't make no sense for me to be feeling like this, and I have not reached 5 centimeters. People, when I went there, I was like, I'm ready to be admitted. Let's do this. She checked me, the midwife. She's like, I don't think you want to know. I'm like, I want to know. She's like, no, because some women, they get discouraged. I don't think you want to know. Just keep going. I'm like, tell me.
And then I was like, no, tell me, but don't tell her.
And I'm like, no, I want to know. I have to know. She's like, no. I'm like, I have to know. Tell me. You're about a 3. What?
Thank you for watching our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to be coming out with the next parts real soon. Make sure you hit that like button.
Do not forget to write a comment in the section below and let us know what you thought of this video.
Make sure you subscribe so you can be updated with the future content.
Bye, y'all.